Hi, my name's John Snyder. I'm a veteran, served in the Army in Vietnam. Uh, Started out, I went through ROTC. I was at Eastern Michigan University getting my degree in chemistry, and they force you to, well, it was required, I should say, to take the first 2 years, take ROTC. By the time that was 63 or so, and by the time I was not able, how do I want to say this? I didn't have to take ROTC anymore, but I saw the handwriting on the wall, and I figured if I'm going to get drafted and I want to go in as a second lieutenant instead of a private, second lieutenant is one step up from a private. They're, yeah, anyway, they're low in the totem pole. So I went into the Army as a second lieutenant. After my training, I graduated in '66. Got my commission right after I got my bachelor's degree. Did some training and went to Fort Fort Lewis in state of Washington by Seattle. That was nice. But then I got my orders to Vietnam. I was over in Vietnam from '67 to 1968. When I got off the plane because I was flown over there. That was fun, 24 hours in a plane, and they took everything out of the plane except I think they would have taken the labs and the kitchen out of it too, whatever they had, because we were just crammed right in there. Uh, but eventually, after 24 hours, we got to Benoit. I got off the plane, and as soon as I walked out the door, it felt like I got hit by a hot, wet blanket because it was very hot and humid. So anyway, I was assigned to the 20th Engineer Brigade, and when I got there, the colonel didn't have my training. They called it 201 file. It did not follow me, so he had three positions for some wet behind the ears, brand spanking new second lieutenants. One was a combat engineer platoon leader, a construction engineer platoon leader, and a map depot platoon leader. Well, the combat engineers were the ones that cleared the landing zone for the infantry, and I dodged a bullet there. Uh, Construction engineers, they went and built things. That wasn't too bad an assignment, but he assigned me to a map depot. So I spent my year in Vietnam at a base camp called Long Binh, and supplied the Army and other units with maps. And you understand, well, why would be Army be a quartermaster? I should say, why was an engineer officer working with maps? Well, it turns out that the quartermaster in the Army supplies everything except maps. Maps are part of the National Geographic Service, and anybody, by the way, can order those maps, and just the same ones we had in Vietnam. There was no difference except that we had ones related to Vietnam as opposed to if you order them from the National Geographic Service now, I imagine you'll want to order one from some place you want to see in the States. But anyway, we got assigned to the map depot, and it was attached to a topographic company. Topographic company was had the capability of making maps from scratch, and it kind of came in a little bit handy because when we first got there, we still had some French maps. Uh, Again, that was not a problem, except because they had good maps, except that their prime meridian was through Paris instead of ours, which was through Greenwich, England, and that caused some problems because the grids didn't match. And the topographic company worked on getting us uh, U.S. maps to U.S. standards. So anyway, that was my job. Was to our unit was to supply maps to the units in the field, and I didn't see very much action. I was very lucky. I lived a blessed life. I have lived a blessed life, and this is just one of the circumstances where I could have been in hell, and I was at a very safe, soft position. Again, most guys, gals, when they're in the service, it's a matter of luck of where they go. It's just a matter of what they need at that time. There are a few people that can pull some strings, but by and large, Everybody goes where the Army sends you, and you don't have any choice in it. So I, 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 again, I feel blessed that I was sent to the map depot there. And as far as what a topographic map is, it's a little bit more than just the standard road map. It has a grid on it, and again, that's why the French maps were bad, because their grids would not match with ours, and that would cause some major problems. But the grid on it is designed so you know exactly where you are, and you can let other people know exactly where you are. That comes especially handy in artillery, so you have the artillery firing on where you want it, not on you. And the again, that's they have a lot of topographic data on it too, heights, so you can see where land formations are, mountains and valleys and lakes and stuff like that. It comes in very handy when you're moving around and you don't have you're not following I-94 or something. Okay, and let's see. The map depot was exactly that. It was a big pole barn with lots of shelving with lots of maps in it, and like I say, I didn't see much action. We were in a fairly safe place. Every now and then, Charlie would get rambunctious, and especially around Tet. Um, and occasionally, he would set off the army ammo depot that was about 5 miles away, and it would when that finally went off like a big explosion. It would blow the doors off the map depot, and the lights would come down. They were fluorescent lights, and they just shake the heck out of them. The bulbs all come down, but that's about as rough as it got for the map depot. So we were really lucky to have that particular assignment. It was a good assignment, useful one, I should say, because the guys needed accurate maps out in the field, and I felt very happy that I was able to give them a good tool to help them with their fight against Charlie. Thank you.